So, a shout out to the 2026 Commissioner's Cup champions, the New York Liberty. Now, in this one, they defeated the Las Vegas Aces. Now, the Vegas Aces were down Asia Wilson, but that doesn't mean that this wasn't still a good game. To start with, shout out to Sabrina because Sabrina has been taking a lot of heat from fandoms on Twitter and in certain circles on Twitter. Sabrina has not been holding up super well. Even though she has been coming back from a back injury, I believe. Even then, the amount of grace that some fans have been showing has not been the greatest amount. So to see Sabrina come out in the biggest stage of this season so far, show out for a Commissioner's Cup championship, really good stuff from her there. I'm not sure if this is going to silence the doubters necessarily, but it's reassuring to see her have a great game on a big stage of not a regular season game because this doesn't count for regular season, but you know what I'm talking about. No, and then Stewie, of course, because of Asia Wilson not playing, the Aces did have to go smaller, and at different points they had to have like 3 or 4 guard lineups out there with the Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd, and Kennedy Carter, along with one of like Cheyenne Parker Tyus or Bree Turner in there. Now, Bree Turner only played 8 minutes, did not have a great stint, so I understand why she didn't get that much PT, but that shows you that the Aces really were put in a bind with the size advantage that the Liberty had with a Jonquel Jones, who didn't have the greatest outing offensively, certainly. Only shot 1 for 6 from the field, but still got to the line 9 times, shot 8 for 9 from the free throw line. So Jonquel Jones, even if it wasn't the loudest game, just her being out there on the floor still impacted how the offense for the Liberty was flowing, still impacted the foul trouble that some of the Aces players had to deal with. And the Aces did have to foul at different points with trying to deal with JJ, trying to deal with Stewie, just because they do give up that much size. And Stewie, like I said, also had a great game in this one. Yeah, Stewie had 25 on 9 for 16 shooting, shot 7 for 9 from the free throw line, 11 boards, 4 offensive rebounds. So Breanna Stewart imposed her will on the defense of the Aces. And it's funny because to start this game, we saw that Chelsea Gray was matched up with Breanna Stewart, and Chelsea Gray did a decent job, or as best a job that she could do. But of course, at different points of the game, she'll be matched up with other guards as well, which are smaller, like a Jewel Lloyd, like a Jackie Young, and she could just back them down and turn over them for a free throw line jumper. Also, because of the raw size that the Liberty had, they got a few blocks in this one, and the Aces cannot say the same. They did not have any blocks, in large part due to the fact that because they had to go to those 3 or 4 guard lineups, they had no rim protection. Sometimes you see an Astier drive to the rim, and who's there waiting for her? Oh, it's Chelsea Gray, or oh, it's Jackie Young. You get the idea, but the Aces role players didn't give you the best contributions, except, it's funny. Kirsten Bell does not get a good rep, and she is not the best player out there. But she had a decent stint in today's game and only played 11 minutes. And instead, Becky Hammond decided to roll out there with Jewel Lloyd. And Jewel Lloyd has certainly not had the best season and certainly has not looked great. She hasn't looked good. Not much else to say there. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I wasn't recorded when watching this live, because not very unkind things were said about Jewel Lloyd and how she has played this season. The final stat line here is 31 minutes played, 5 points, 2 for 9 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. Did get 3 steals, so that is valuable. However, Jewel Lloyd definitely is past her prime, and what she is essentially out on the court to do is be a 3-and-D at this point in her career. And the defense isn't crazy, and the 3-point shooting isn't amazing right now. Before this game gets added to her stats, she was shooting 33% from the field, or no, not from the field, from three. And I don't know where league average 3-point percentage for the W is right now. Even still, though, for being a 3 and D, that's not the craziest amount of efficiency. Although she does shoot, I believe, decent volume, but very streaky this season. And this was a dud. This one was a really bad dud from her. She was a -20 in this one. Clearly the worst plus minus. The next worst is -13 from Melissa Smith. And plus minus isn't the craziest stat. It's not the best stat. It's not always an indication of who's being a detriment for the team and or who is being the worst player on the team. But I do think it is a good indication that Jewel Lloyd was not good in this one. Not good at all, honestly. Chelsea Gray, 7 points, 3 for 12 from the field. Definitely wasn't good as a scorer in this one. And I thought maybe she would get it going because I think she did hit that like first mid-range shot of the game. Wasn't the craziest outing. Still was really, really good with the passing and playmaking though. Like that, even if the scoring wasn't going, the passing playmaking was awesome. Different points found. Kennedy Carter on those cuts or on those fast break stuff. The two standouts for the Aces were Kennedy Carter and Jackie Young. Jackie Young, 31 points, 12 for 21 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, 7 assists as well. Really showing the ability to scale up when necessary, which is incredibly valuable, especially in this one in a game without Asia Wilson. Jackie Young was absolutely ready and stepped up to the plate. Kennedy Carter, in those 25 minutes of action, had 18 points, 7 for 14 from the field. Really, really good spark out there. It also was a plus 10 in this one to be a plus minus. And I don't want to go too much into, I don't know what I saw out here from Becky Hammon, because Becky knows a million times more basketball than I can ever hope to dream of, to conjure up. Also, wait, let me check something, sorry. Still, though, I didn't love the rotations, and rotations is the easiest thing for fans to point out to and be like, see, this coach actually isn't good at their job. This coach sucks. And I don't want to be that because A, Becky Hammon is a good coach. She's one of the greatest coaches, actually. And number two, it's like me sitting at my couch, like, what do I know? How would I know more than the coach? And I don't know more than Becky. Still, though, I didn't love the rotations. I thought, especially because Asia was out, I feel like Kennedy could have gotten more than 25 minutes, especially because we know the raw firepower on the Aces team is lacking. So I feel like you should let Kennedy run loose more. Obviously, I didn't love the Jewel Lloyd minutes, and Kirsten Bell isn't the most popular name, and she does get kind of memed on and made fun of for not being a great player in the association. But she had a decent stint in today's game in 11 minutes, 7 points, 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Had a good help on, was it JJ, and forced to travel. So I thought Kirsten Bell gave solid minutes, and I thought, okay, I feel like you can give Kirsten Bell a little more run here, especially if Jewel Lloyd is not providing, in my opinion, what is necessary for this Aces team to pull out a dub here. So overall, I thought Bell could have had more run. I thought Jewel Lloyd could have gotten less run. I felt like Kennedy Carter could have played a bit more. These are the tough decisions, and because you are down Asia Wilson, it is easy to be like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And I'm not trying to be like that, but I did not love the rotations from Becky tonight. But they were stuck between a rock and a hard place, though, because the Liberty just did have the size mismatches and advantages there. I did also think, though, that at certain points the Aces took advantage of the fact that even though they are smaller, they are faster, and so they had good moments of active hands, getting in there, stripping the ball, forcing turnovers, getting out on the break. So I do want to give a credit to those guards, those small guards, for playing good defense in certain areas. But this New York Liberty team, it's just really good. The craziest thing is, like, this team, it doesn't feature like a prime Brianna Stewart. It doesn't feature a prime Jonquel Jones. And that's not to say that they aren't good players still. But this isn't them at their absolute apex. and they're still easily one of the best teams in the association, easily a championship contender, maybe the favorite to win it. But they just have really, really great other contributors to the team, like the addition of a Pauline Astier. We already know what Leonie Fibish can do in being a really good 3-and-D. Marine Johannes can catch an absolute flamethrower. Han Shu has given them really good, impactful minutes, and oh my gosh, that's a spider. No thanks. Where was I? Oh yeah, Han Shu has provided really good minutes. Didn't play in this game, but this is just a team that has bodies to throw. And even if the plus minus for all the bench players wasn't that great, and they only went with an 8-man rotation, at different moments, we can still have Asatu Savli because she didn't play in this one. And just a New York Liberty team at full strength is going to be loaded with talent. And so this is just an uber talented team out here because at any moment they could just at any moment, like 5 or 6 of these players can go out and have an amazing game for you and be maybe the player of the game. But yeah, still though, the biggest shout out to Sabrina Ionescu for having a game that maybe won't silence the doubters and naysayers because this is just one game, but you do want to put it out there. It's like, hey, I'm not washed. Because they're playing at the end of the day, they are playing with Sabrina's name. Like she needs to remind them of who she is in this league. And I thought she did a great job of doing that tonight. I think the passing, the playmaking, especially when she was running that 2-man game with Brianna Stewart in her pick and roll, she was really good as the ball handler, dropping dimes. Even if she only ends with 5 assists, I thought she was good, really good as a passer and playmaker. So all around, good Sabrina game, good game from the Liberty. And so now the Liberty are the first 2-time champions of the Commissioner's Cup. What does this bode for them for the playoffs, though? Because let's try and game the system here. Because what was it? 21, the champion was it the Storm? And then the Storm didn't have a healthy Stewie, I don't think, come playoff time. 22, the Aces won and won the championship. 23, the Liberty won against the Aces, and the Aces won the championship. 24, the Liberty, no, the Lynx won and then made it to the finals where they lost against the Liberty. I think the Liberty were the team that the Lynx faced in the 24 championship. And then 25, the Fever won against the Lynx. Can I game the system here to figure out where are the Liberty going to end up come playoff time? What's the final result here? If it goes similar to 2023, do we see the Aces take him down in the championship? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But a good game, good outing. Congratulations to the New York Liberty, and I will see you guys next time.